Dream, same case. It's all going to be guns blazing. Mexican standoff about to come your way towards that B bomb site. Ramp is going to be ignored largely as most of the T's huddle around the stairs area.
It is a big stack up coming in from Dream, but Eternal Fire seemed like they got a decent read with Zantares to the other side of the map. But right up, 2K, I think moving in maybe to avoid contact for Zantares. Nevertheless, no, it's Zantares to come up ahead with that kill. Could be good obfuscation, but in the end, they do move on towards the B bomb site. Eternal Fire stacked up so many players in this direction. Molly more than fringe their movement. Calix actually lining things up. Good shot coming his way. Zibron and Alex continue to put bullets into their opponents' heads, and now they've got the advantage when it comes to the numbers. Alex won't stop fragging. Zantares out of the equation. It's all down to WOXİC, and against 3, he might have to battle this with teeth and nails. They're so very low, therefore this is a doable affair. Getting 1 kill on the one hand does allow him to get right back into it, but with a kill onto Zebron, he's definitely got time to play this. Michette, WOXİC aggressing, trying to find the right shot. It is going to be the headshot eventually, and WOXİC gets himself the clutch to put Eternal Fire up ahead on the first round.
Now, that might be a 1v3, but it wasn't something that was entirely undoable. So that's still an awesome clutch by WOXÍC. But at the same time, you can kind of understand where Dream is coming from, because they simply didn't have HP on 2 players. They allowed one of the players to aggress, and that's something I do have a small question mark on, because I wouldn't have wanted him to aggress. They should have just played the angle and let WOXÍC walk right into it. But that is how the cookie crumbles. The cookie has been demolished. The cookie is no longer within the cookie jar. It's been thrown away, discarded, dismantled, rotten, and any other depressing adjectives you can use for it.
Yeah, let's not get into it. It's not a very depressing day, is it? It's a good game of Counter-Strike. Let's not turn the moods down. It's as if you get a dog that's very smiley, happy, and all of a sudden, because you've got a down mood, you've brought the dog's mood down, and bringing dog's mood down is very difficult. I feel like you may be very capable.
Yeah,
is that why you have a duck?
Yeah, because it's really hard to mess up its mood. Actually, that's not true. How would I say that as a duck owner of 7 years? Yes, it's been 7 years, by the way. There's
it's a very emotional duck, Bob, isn't she?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody that's joined us on other stream probably knows how feisty she can get, especially when there's a clutch or 2 happening. It's kind of convenient because there's been so many times on stream where it'll just start quacking. So people call it background noise. I call it flavor, like a fine wine. It's very convenient when it happens during like a hype moment, a clutch moment or something, when I'm just going wild on the mic and then you can hear the duck going wild in the background as well. It just really puts it all together, puts the ribbon on it.
It definitely does give some spice, let's say, to the whole endeavor. Technical pause, unfortunately, infringing our day. Seems to be some issues on to the Dream camp, maybe a disconnect, maybe some other issues. Not quite sure. As soon as I do have the information to relay upon you, I will. No worries. We're here together. We're all in this together. Yeah, better not sing. But yeah, High School Musical, not the best of movies in my childhood. Not the best. Not the best. Kind of was forced to watch them because of my sister.
But I mean, it really wasn't about the movie, right? It was about the time you spent with your family.
Right.
You got to look at the good things in life. You have to appreciate it one way or the other. I think of all the dumb PS1 games I used to play with my brother, and I think, okay, so maybe some of these old games weren't the best. Maybe they were just hack and slash grind, just 24 hours and playing it without a memory card as well. Yes, that was a thing for me, unfortunately. It just sucked. But at the same time, you know, there were quite a few bonding experiences that went into it, you know, fighting over the controller, eventually, oh man, that just takes me way back. I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna go on a tangent here, aren't you?
I'm going to go on a tangent, and there's nothing you can do about it. So when I was a kid,
oh no, let me prep the popcorn real quick. Okay.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, we got the Game Boy Advance, and I got it because my brother wouldn't share the PS2. Okay. And yeah, I know that like most people got the Game Boy Advance before the PS2, but my brother got I started playing the Pokemon games, and then my brother got upset. He was like, okay, he's got the Game Boy, I've got the PS2, but I want some of that Game Boy, and I want to play the Pokemon games as well. And you can't have 2 save files on the same cartridge.
Oh no, right? Yeah, that's true.
So like first of all, there was like it was me nagging my dad for like a month to get me a Game Boy Advance, and then when he finally got it, he's like, all right, I can breathe a sigh of relief now. He's not going to bother me about it anymore. They're like, no, we got to go back to the store. We got to go get another Game Boy. And then we got 2 Game Boys. We got 2 wrestling. We got basically 2 of every cartridge. We had like that old WWE game going on, and then we found out that there's something called a link cable, and then we took our dad back to the store for another link cable. And then we found out that there's like a wireless receiver where you can do wonder trades. And then we went back to the store again, and my dad's just sweating bullets at that point.
Oh, man. I only ever had a Game Boy Advance because it was a hand-me-down from my cousin when he got a Nintendo DS. That was the only console I had as a kid. Actually, that's a lie. Later on, I did get a PSP, but again, that was quite belated.
Can you really wait, Pavlos, you're 21, right? So you were born in the year 2000. Right? So would be like, when was the PSP released? PSP released. Like, would that really be considered your childhood? How late was it? Okay,
I was probably in middle school when I held a PSP.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, that's probably because like for
I
me,
remember people playing with PSPs a lot before.
Yeah, because it was released in 2005. So man, like the PSP was around when you were like 5 years old.
Exactly. Same with the S's, really. So, but I really enjoyed playing with the Game Boy Advance, and if there was ever a Republic cassette to play, I'd play it.
Well, look kind of cool.
Imagine if there was Counter-Strike in Game Boy Advance.
Oh man, as much as I love Counter-Strike, I feel like just popping a smoke would make the Game Boy crash.
There was a paintball game I used to play on the Advance.
That's interesting. I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I don't know. I really don't know what company made it. It was pretty bad, actually. But yeah, a lot of fun memories.
That one paintball game on the Game Boy Advance.
I think it was like an Asian. It was an Asian.
Was it called Greg Hastings Tournament Paintball?
I have no clue. I definitely don't remember.
There's like I can't think of any other paintball splat. I don't know.
I have no clue. Don't remember. Don't even think that cassette was mine. I think I borrowed it from someone.
I remember because like I'm not sure if this was a thing where you live, but like because of where I live, pirated games were a massive thing. Okay, and you could get a cassette that had 2 real games, like like you could get something like Mario or something, and like the cassette had 2, the cartridge had 2 games in it that you could select from, and then they also had like 150 emulator games from like Genesis or something.
Right.
And they were called like 150 in one, 199 in one. They all had all these weird names, and they would stop working after 6 months. Like, was that a thing? Was that a thing for you?
That's the thing. Yeah, people had that. Yeah, people had that.
Man, I loved playing those, even though like
most of them were pretty bad.
Yeah, they were pretty crappy games most of the time.
A lot of fun though. A lot of fun.
Were you a big Pokemon fan?
Oh, massive. But I mostly played the
what was
Leaf
your
Green,
first game?
Sapphire,
You have
and
to
Ruby.
tell me. Oh.
I think it was Ruby. I think I played Ruby first. But obviously Sapphire is during the same time. I played that. I think I thought I saved my game onto Ruby. But I ended actually managed to move quite far into Sapphire, and I gave the cassette to a friend because I thought it was where I didn't have my game saved, my progress. But turns out the one that I beat the game, I had nearly completed the Pokédex. I had quite a lot of Pokemon, and like had really strong. I remember my Grovyle was extremely strong.
Oh,
and
I
just gave it away.
That's actually music to my ears because that's my favorite Pokemon of all time.
Love it. Love a pizza.
Oh, okay.
Well, wish I had pizza, actually. That makes me hungry.
I kind of got caught off guard there. Like, I'm just reclining in my chair, and then there's suddenly lights, camera, and action. But yeah, I'm just going to sit up for the viewers now.
Yeah.
Kind of started reclining. But Pavlos, listen, I got to ask you, man. Are you a Ruby person or are you a Sapphire person? I'm just going to give you a pop quiz. Give me a one-word answer.
I'm going to say Sapphire.
Leaf Green or Fire Red?
Leaf Green. I never played Fire Red.
Man, I feel like we're polar opposites. It's Ruby and Fire Red for me.
You know what? I think I both had Sapphire and Ruby, but I only had Leaf Green, never had Fire Red, so I don't quite know what the main difference is. But they're the same game practically. I know like Pokemon fans will hate me for that, but they're basically the same.
The thing is, when I was a kid, I got Pokemon Fire it, and then I saw the cover of Leaf Green, and I was like, okay, that's a brand new game. It's got a green Venusaur on it. I've never seen that thing before.
Right.
And I bought it, and I realized the same game doesn't have a few Pokemon in it. It's just the same game.
Same game.
And I felt very disappointed. That's why I just don't like looking at the cover of Leaf Green. I love Fire Red, though.
Fair.
Love me some Fire Red.
As I said, Game Boy was a hand-me-down for me. So the cassettes were also hand-me-downs, and my cousin had the paper sticker on the cassette scratched off.
Oh.
So it was basically clear cassettes for it. But I know we've gone on a massive tangent on what of our childhood of Game Boy. But this is all about Republic. This is about Counter-Strike. And thankfully, we'll be heading directly into the game. Talking about where this all started, High School Musical. We got to get ahead in the game. Let's get it on 1-0. Eternal Fire start things off strong, but it seems like Dream have a good force buy.
Yeah, it could basically be considered about even. Would I go as far as to say that? No, probably not. I think the M4 is definitely a favorite quite a bit, but it's close enough that it shouldn't matter too much. Now, Talk, I think he may have gotten an audio cue there as Calyx was moving in. That angle, oh, it gets checked, but he moves his mouse away just in the nick of time. So Dream, before they can even get their foot through the door, they've been dismantled.
Ooh, good shot by Michette. No clue how to say that. I apologize for completely butchering that, but as soon as I do know what the name is, I will properly pronounce it. Apologies.
We will say Mish until we get word.
Mish. I'm gonna call him Misha. Mish. 3 against 3 there, and Dream have got themselves in a good position. In Misha goes.
Neither will Niter 2K.
Ooh, this is actually really interesting. They haven't mollied out Zantaris. This could be an easy picking. Maybe 2. He's just walked right in front of him. These are 2 simple kills for Zantaris. He's never going to miss those. There's only 1 left. What can be done? Knights at 2K trying his best to bring things back. Zantaris can just hide away. And he's just noticed the movement from his opponent. The bomb may be in his exposal, but with 28 seconds, moving as quickly as he can towards the B site. Limited time, but against 2, may be a difficult affair.
I like how they're going to take their sweet time. Instead of sending a player immediately forward, they're going to try to wait for each other's orders, but now the AUG is exposed. Calyx might be making a mistake here, exposing himself, but it doesn't matter. That's a one-on-one because Calyx will get it regardless.
I find it funny that Calyx actually knifes Zantaris.
You couldn't even see him on the screen. Like, is the karambit just that big?
It's weird Counter-Strike physics, you know. You just knife someone. It's your knife recoil, you know. For you to knife someone, you need to bring it back. I imagine he just hit his Zantaris in his chest. Ooh, okay. I love that vision of one player falling off the map. But yeah, I think what brought Eternal Fire right back into it was Zantaris' positioning and Dream's mistake of not checking sandbags.
Yes, I think Zantaris felt even more confident in his decision to play around the sandbags purely based off of the fact that he realized it was going to be a force buy and a Molotov would probably be lacking. Oh, is there a gap through the smoke? IMORR trying to find something here. Niter 2K though, he's managed to put a dent in the head of WOXIC. Bit of damage going either way. That nade, it could have done a lot more had it landed in the face of Niter.
Good shot by ISSA though. To turn a fire right back in the mix. Movement. Niter. Seems like ISSA will no longer contest his connector position. But IMORR, against the smoke, actually backs out of it in the corner. Sibron doesn't choose to challenge it. ISSA actually comes out on top. Eternal Fire have got the numbers. But do they have Dream's number? Have they telegraphed this positioning? Calyx, the only man defending the B site currently. He's got reinforcements coming in, but he hasn't been spotted. Moving across the pillar there. He's able to grab one, doubles it up. ISSA chimes in for another. Eternal Fire is going to be a 3-0 start for the Turkish side.
And it's not only a 3-0 start where you would expect it to finally end and then you get a gun round on the Dream side. No, the force buys mean that this is where they start ecoing. So Vertigo being their own pick, this is not a great start to have. Bit unfortunate, but they're just getting mowed down left and right. Heading right into it, though. A few deagles across the board. A P250 for Zibron.
Oh, WOXİC.
Oh,
This
no,
is
this
massive, isn't it?
This is just, yeah, it's a massacre. He's gotten the lawnmower out. He's tugging on the string to pull it. Made it look very easy as well.
Seeing the approach with the MP9 on that corner, and you see a lot of Ts coming in without any armor or anything, just pistols, you just say, okay, all right, we know what's going to happen here. All right. There's a good word for it in Greek. I'm just trying to think of an English equivalent. That's why sometimes I feel like Greek is just a superior language sometimes, because it's just, when it comes to expression of emotions, I don't know, man, but the Greeks had something solid up their sleeves. But I've gotten word on how to pronounce Mishechka's name. It's Mishechka. Yeah. Yeah, apologies for butchering it, mate, at the start. It's a beautiful name. But I really love that WOXİC even had the time to pull out the pistol and still stay alive by the end of the round.
And now this is Dream's opportunity to maybe claw their way right back into it. 4 AKs and 8 AWP for Zibron. And knowing that he's on 0 kills right now, knowing that he's got the responsibility of taking the AWP away. Oh, that's an audio cue. IMORR. Quite pulling the trigger just yet, but my point was to say that Zibron's got a lot on his shoulders. He's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting if he wants Eternal Fire to crawl out of this hellhole that Eternal Fire is carving out for them. Kind of convenient to say that because Eternal Fire, hell.
I know what you were going with there, but while you were saying that, there were just a few kills, way too many kills going in the favor of Eternal Fire in that position. You know what Eternal Fire reminds me? It's that TF2 skin for the heavy gun.
Which one are you talking about?
The dragon one?
I think I faintly remember this. I mean, I was very young when I played TF2.
Yeah, I don't remember which one, how it's called, but I know I used it for quite some time. Probably not the best weapon to use, but it's pretty cool. Flames came out of the nozzle. But there you go. Flawless round from Eternal Fire, and across the board, only 6 points of health was inflicted upon them.
It's crazy because Dream were barely even getting to see their opponents. It's just a smoke, bullet, smoke, bullet.
No contact, really. Yeah, it's just that simple.
Oh my god.
Oh dear. As soon as they do find lights, well, that's when light shoots back. Probably Zeus throwing a lightning bolt at them.
Now, when a team like Dream is playing against Eternal Fire, obviously their goal is to just get as much practice against a tier 2 to tier 1 team as they can and get something done, but they're looking for extra points right now. 2 kills going their way, equalizer secured, and the advantage as well. Now Zibron might have just opened up his frags and opened up the round for his team.
Bad timing for Xantares will be costly. 2 against 3, but no, it's 2 actually, because Alex is just yeeted out of the server with a nade, throwing him off the side. 2 against 2 now. Bomb planted. Heavy damage inflicted onto Zibron. Should be a cleanup. Good flash. The bomb hasn't even gone down. And Tok, poor man, has to find the damage from a distance. Ouchie. What a shot. 1-on-1. Oh, could have been the lineup, but not quite. Calix scopes in and scoops the round.
6-0, nil for Dream so far. Now, I understand that Vertigo probably allows a team like Eternal Fire that's been around for a longer time to dominate on the CZ side, but this is still a bit much. Despite all of the damage that Dream was able to put up, not securing the round means that Eternal Fire have a much bigger ramp to fly off of.
The heavy nade damage that's been inflicted towards Dream every single round, it's not fair. Simply isn't. Alex hasn't had much health to work with this entire game at all. As soon as he tries to find contact, boom. Nade smashed in at the top of the scalp. Boom. That's Tok without a head. And IMORR, he's finding more heads left and right. Mishechka ends up falling, and you would have thought this is a buy round from Dream. It is. But it doesn't feel like it, does it, for us?
Yeah, not at all. It seems like Eternal Fire are just out for the hunt. They're having a good old time. They're playing deathmatch, flexing all over the server. Nothing as a response from Dream, and you've got to be really worried for them. So we did, of course, talk about it in the pregame. We know that Dream was always going to be on the back burner when it came to this game, but to this extent, probably not.
Multiple times when you say the name Dream, I just think of Dreamer, Bulgarian player. I don't know, man. Just reminds me of that John Lennon song. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
That's probably Dream, like as a team, in terms of their motto right now as well. You say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I mean, Sampy just took a shot at Entropic as well.
I thought you were going to go with the wordplay of dream. But never mind. Yeah,
but I think roasting two teams in one go is probably
yeah, not the best, not the best. we didn't even polarize the fan base. We were just like, no. The fans just instantly hate us because we trash both teams at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Apologies. We love you guys. It's just because we love having fun. But regarding the prospects of Dream performing here, being very slim, we definitely want to see more of them, but I am afraid this might not be one of the rounds they can do that.
It's Eagles and AK for Alex. What are we really hoping for, Pavlos? I think we might have to put the record on once again, because it is all going to be a dream. And Terry's adding a few more kills to the HLTV stats. ISSA joining the fray, and Mishechka will fall as well. It's really hard to say anything about this game, Pavlos, because it's really a matter of Eternal Fire just getting close enough to Dream to kill them. Really.
It does feel like that.
It doesn't feel like they're doing anything too special. Rounds are not being drawn out. Eternal Fire, holding W, getting close to the opponent, using some utility, killing them. Easy. Making it look... making double digits look like it's nothing.
Feels like the only chance that Dream may have a chance in this is by going somewhere hyper-aggressive. But when I do say that, when Top goes for something on the aggressive sort of line, it's Eternal Fire again to find the opening kill. So Dream, time and time again, being left at a disadvantage. And with Calyx taking an unorthodox position, gains information of the approach. Alex first to interest. WOXİC smoke, blocking the entry for now. Calyx to have space to move back, uses the smoke as protection. WOXÍC close by, good shot. Calyx holds his own ground, but the flash is everything. Mishechka gets himself under the site. 2 kills, nearly the third. That could have been it against WOXÍC. Ooh, but he can feel the pressure. WOXÍC above the smoke again. Might be clutching this up for a scene. He has indeed. Mishechka can't do all that much. 9-0 for Eternal Fire.
Double digits. Already knocking. Unfortunately for Dream, it's not on heaven's door. At least there's some symmetry on the scoreboard. 5-3-1. Doc just needs to get 2 kills and we're good for the day. Once
Let's
again,
see what I can do here.
Back to the drawing board. Deagle's out, running onto the A site. Zebron, all right. Maybe that's the yeah, that's about it.
Oh,
okay.
Well, they traded out the kills. They're equal when it comes to the numbers. ISSA, though, I don't think he'll allow this to be taken over anymore. Nita, 2K able to find one. So with the bomb to be retrieved, WOXÍC holding the ground and Calyx brewing a backstab. It's ever so tough for Dream, but do they read it? Calyx might be exchanging position with Nita. And he won't check his back. Oh, he will. He's heard a footstep. And that's going to be the follow-up as well. Eternal Fire not dropping a single time. Double digits and Dream not given an inch.
10-0 for Eternal Fire. I just had to reiterate it, Pavlos, because 10 rounds with no response. Some flashes in the pan, but even those have been within rounds. You kind of start to give up all faith at that point, right?
Kinda
And
do.
look at the utility distribution.
It's
All across
insane.
the board, Dream combined, they don't even have 100 points of damage, but every individual player, with the exception of Calyx, has more total utility damage than the entirety of the Dream roster.
So many times Eternal Fire's found early damage, early pickings at the start, and it comes down to nade damage as well. So, I mean, it's a vital aspect of Vertigo. Being able to deliver where it hurts most, that's the shot that Dream needed. Numbers advantage, can they carry it through? Nade follow-up, does damage onto Zibran. imoRR holding his ground towards ramp. He could get one out of position. That's actually huge. Smoke delayed. Actually hasn't attracted any attention there. Niter, delayed swing. imoRR actually capitalized upon it. Eternal Fire bringing things back to an equilibrium state. As Dream may want to regress towards the B side. Calyx holding his ground. Second player onto the left position. Jumps up. Quick capitalization of that angle. And Dream have no more Dream. This is turning into a nightmare for them. Eternal Fire delivering on all ends. They may have found an instance where they can perform towards the site, but Xantares is there to stop them.
He's going to have to back off courtesy of the Molotov that they've deployed. But soon enough, ISSA, oh, not quite, but Calyx is there to get the reach frag. Mishechka now in a 1v2. This is his chance to potentially get that first on the board for his team. Weaving in and out of battle, but Calyx will make sure that he stays out of it.
Eternal Fire, I mean, we haven't seen too many advanced tactics from them because there wasn't really a necessity for it. This was just kind of a microplay, just playing around the smoke, having one player on each side, 180 degrees. So wherever Mishechka came from, it would have been impossible for him to pick up the second. So Eternal Fire, they're showing that they want to close things up quickly. They don't want to mess around. They want to show that there's dominance to be played out here, and they want to be a side to be feared. Keep in mind, if they do win this matchup, which is quite plausible at this point, and even at the start of it, before the game begun, everybody had expected that, they have to play against Entropic, and that is one of the gatekeepers of Tier 2, a team that has been described as in the Tier 1.5 area. So big competition above, and they want to prove that they are worthy of such competitors.
But at the game at hand, they're just about to get a landslide victory with nothing to show for it. Well, with Dream having nothing to show for it. Now, ISSA, he's been caught out in middle, so that allows them a bit of an opportunity. Maybe a single round is still something that they can hope for. But even that is looking a bit shaky with Xantares being on the case.
So we saw a couple of mistakes here from Eternal Fire, not quite winning on the trades, being a little bit too greedy, not playing around with cover. And that could be the downfall when it comes to this round. imoRR checking above first, not looking at the right corner at the right time. Xantares is the final player remaining. Good headshot. Can he capitalize on the second? Does he expect the one below? Mishechka delivers. Dream, they actually find themselves around on the board. What's the side for?
It's like you can see them scrapping right now, and you can sort of see a light at the end of the tunnel, but that light is a flashlight, and we've got no batteries, and it's one of those flashlights that you get at the flea market for $1.50. So Dream is gonna have to put it to very good use if they want to navigate out of this cave.
They really do. Good job.
Oh, nice
Early
shot.
kill. That's onto the site they go. Movement to be commenced, but WOXİC stops it in its tracks. Nothing more given over. ISSA has fallen victim to this position before, but will not fall to the same fate again. Backs off as Mishechka maybe to challenge ramp. Zibran to come in contact with imoRR. Oh, look at this. A1S might be spotted first. imoRR, superior weapon, runs away with 1 point of health, but that's still the numbers advantage for Eternal Fire, which makes things very scary for Dream.
WOXİC should be able to get a shot here, and he's sort of acting as the bait. Even if he misses the shot, his teammate ISSA Can easily peek out and get that frag. But in the meantime, Mishechka's cooking something up on middle, but WOXIC doesn't care. That high sensitivity paying off as he turns around in the nick of time and gets two. Another 2K. Now he's stuck in between a rock and a hard place with a boulder on top of his head. Looking to save the AK. And honestly, there's very little you can say about this, Pavlos. With how sloppily Eternal Fire is playing and still getting away with it, you do expect Dream to be putting some kind of wrench in the works and coming out on top, but it's simply not the case.
It really isn't. Nita. I'm just wondering what Dream are trying to do here, you know, scramble as much. Like you said, they're looking for experience here, they're looking to perform. They've brought out a few various tactics, and they have been able to get themselves a few numbers advantages at the past couple of rounds. Mishechka doing a splendid job, but WOXIC, he's just too quick. He's just too smart to fall victim to such pushes. And even though he's being pincered from across two angles, Dream aren't fast enough to pressure him on both sides. For that reason, Eternal Fire still hold on, and have only faltered once.
IMORR, he's just making it look way too easy. Playing off of his position, capitalize off of the flashbang thrown by ISSA. And this could get dicey here. Now, the lack of a Molotov means that Xantarius can once again exploit that sandbag position to the fullest potential. But Alex, in the meantime, he's taken away his head, and that just leaves WOXIC and Calyx. Neither 2K, if he can get a knife here,
that would be
all right, that's
glorious.
the momentum being brought back. WOXIC cursing his unlucky stars.
Oh, surprise though. Calyx, he saw where the bomb was, and even though Dream may have got smiles in their camp, may have been able to restore confidence by getting that knife kill and maybe a few fist bumps to come around, but it is Calyx to pressure a little bit longer. Dream still need to collect this bomb. Could be a cleanup for Calyx, down to 1 and 2, and Cindery blocking their entry. Ooh. Oh, imagine if he also gathered Alex. Not going to be the case, though. It is going to be Dream's victory.
But it's looking like a very short-lived one, Pavlos, because only being able to muster up 2 rounds on the terrorist side, I wouldn't really put too much credit into it just yet. You know, I want to see that 3rd round. I want to see that pistol round come to life. We see some signs of life when the CT side comes around. We see structure, and maybe we see extra mistakes being made by Eternal Fire. That's when we can get the conversation rolling. But right now, it's actually the mini ATM that has gotten the conversation started. And as soon as it starts, the chatter will also end, courtesy of Calyx stepping into the fray.
Yeah, it does seem like the chapter she wrote is coming to an end. Alex all by himself. Poor man has to deal with 3. The good thing that he's got going for him, he's got a direction he wants to head for, though. The bomb, not directly where he would like it to be. Last round of the half being a desperate affair for him. No saving privileges can be given over. Completely has to go for it, otherwise it's a lost affair. 13-2 will be sealed. He's going to go for it. No other choice. First swing. Could have been the timing for it, but no. IMORR shuts him down. Bullet to the skull. 13-2 for Eternal Fire against Dream from that first half. See you right after this small break before we head into half number 2.
Look like that.
Check it out.
Зачем это пробьет? Это трансфер было.
Это рано, но.
Drone access.
That didn't take too long, did it, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the matchup Eternal Fire versus Dream here in Republic Season 2. My name is XRoy, of course, well, Deity by my side. And so far, so forth, Eternal Fire have been holding on to most of the cards. Do you reckon Dream have a couple more aces up their sleeves, or is that about it?
I feel like if somebody picked up Dream and they shook them around, I think the only cards that would fall out of their rolled up sleeves would be Joker cards. Unfortunately, I don't really spot any aces just yet, but you know what? If they've got one in the back pocket, I'd love to see that be pulled out.
Absolutely, man. I just made a vision. I created a vision in my mind when you said you just shake them up a bit, see what falls off. It kind of feels like Eternal Fire are holding them from their legs. They're just shaking them, trying to see what is going on. Maybe to drop a few pennies here and there, gain some extra cash, you know. But right now, Alex is being challenged onto the side, and big task ahead of him. Bomb does end up dropping. That's a lot of information relayed over, but he still runs away with a second now. Eternal Fire on hot pursuit with Dream, trying to still hold things down. As ISSA needs to find this headshot, but get his team right back into it. Good tap. Now jumps away to safety. It is a 2v2 endeavor with a lot of time still remaining. They can choose to fall back, and that's exactly what they do. Zibron considering to push right back after them, but they don't really have the information. What Dream do have the choice of doing right now is either sticking together or completely separating on both sides of the map. But what Nita is going for the backstab. Oh, that is too smart, though. They wouldn't expect the complete rotate like that. Okay, Nita thinks they're going towards ramp. Zibron kind of knows what's going around. Oh, no, he actually doesn't. They're going to walk away with this scot-free, aren't they? Oh, they have no idea. Oh, Dream. I would not want to be in your shoes right now because Eternal Fire are playing you like a fiddle. How do they even know? 30 seconds. Zibron turns around. It's a topsy-turvy. They're just going around the roundabout. Nita gets caught with his pants down. That's going to be a simple bomb plant. And Zibron just wonders what on earth just happened. The site is taken over. One kill goes his way, and it's down to one-on-one.
Now, ISSA's quickly carved himself out of decent position. His elbow's been spotted, though, and that means that Zibron can immediately get that 1v2. Nicely done, but we've got to see a lot more if you want to see Dream have a decent chance back into this game.
You've got to hand it to them, though. The initial kills coming in from Alex, and Zibron able to capitalize it in the end is exactly what you want to see from a squad like from Dream. Of course, Stock could chime in with a first kill. That has to also been accredited. So for a pistol round, that was lovely performance by Dream. It could have gone a little bit dicey. Those mid-round calls with the rotations were a bit iffy, but it ended up going to the favor of the Danish side, therefore having a greater economy to work with when it comes to the second round.
Zibron wants to replicate the successes of ISSA from the previous half, and I think he might be doing just that, quickly trying to spray them down individually. Has gotten some extra change as well, as he starts nailing bullets into their coffins. It's obviously going to be a very tough task for Eternal Fire to get up this ramp. It's just the nature of how things are. Zibron, he's lined up 3, and he's probably looking for 4.
What's interesting to me is that Eternal Fire didn't want to expend their utility early. I imagined that they wanted to win out this ramp control free, or at least win it with just gunfights, but that didn't came to be the answer. I imagine they wanted to use that utility for the slight take later on, but it didn't really come down to that. Dream did win out their individual duels, and that's exactly what you want, right? Zibron having the best and rifle in the mix. Does challenge him from afar. It did get dicey when Calix was able to gain some ground, but the fact that the Dream squad came together and held down ramp was exactly what they needed.
Oh, IMORR. Whoop. Question mark?
What?
Just walks right in to double deeks. All right. Okay.
I looked away from Rom's second, and IMORR runs away with a double deek. We see you. We see you, IMORR. Although I didn't quite see that. We see you.
And it seems like things are quickly going to go in the favor of Eternal Fire now, especially with IMORR constantly going ham like this. Picked up an AK, added one more to the tally. Now it's all down to Niter and Mishechka to potentially bring something back. The silver lining here is that their opponents don't have armor, and Mishechka, of course, can get that kill with ease, courtesy of it. So Eternal Fire, now as they move on to the B-bomb site, It seems like Dream are moving away from it. Zentaris, nice
Ooh.
shot to start things off. And rotations are in order. Mishechka, MP9 in hand.
And now this is more than doable for Eternal Fire. Mishechka needs to come up huge. What does he do? There's an M4 right in front of him. Still holds on to the MP9. Information relayed. HE, the far distance. Splash damage onto WOXİC. Is that going to be good enough? The line is just being held by Zantaris right now, and it's going to be simple shots going to his favor. 14-4. Dream might have had a good start on the second half, but this could be where it comes to an end.
As soon as Eternal Fire get their hands on... Okay, I'm so glad we get to see that. They didn't even need to have their hands on weaponry. Just started off with the Deagle. See where the wind takes you. And apparently the wind took 2 bullets into the faces of IMORR's opponents. Just carried them like pollen in the air.
Like a feather.
Mishechka. It's already a
Nothing you
bullet
could
in
do
his
about
head.
that.
Probably not.
Ooh, Zibron actually wins out on his trade. Half points of health for him, and ISSA closes him out. No more, he says. Now, what can happen is that Eternal Fire have got space towards ramp right now, but it seems like they don't want to dedicate too much power into investing it, knowing that Dream have already perhaps rotated. They are spending some utility to get them out of corners, potentially take this slow. So it's a methodical approach coming out from Eternal Fire, not underestimating their opponents, which is a good note. Molly out to the backside as the smoke fades, making sure these lines are clear for them. Molly onto the back plat as well. Smoke out towards CT. That's going to be the bomb plant as well. Simple. No nades from the Dream side, making this such a difficult endeavor when it comes to this retake. And you know that Eternal Fire, I'm going to make this easy for them.
It's just a matter of holding down the wire for Eternal Fire, really. It's the... At this point, they fully locked down Vertigo. I don't see a single universe where somehow Dream can bring this all together. Not even with the saved M4, not even with some armor being on the likes of Niter and Talk. If Dream want a route back into the series, it needs to be on the next map. I'm sorry, I would just count them out. There's obviously a lot of value in potentially hoping that there's a comeback from the underdog, but right now they would need to show too much promise for me to think it's reasonable. We get a chance to look at the scoreboard. Niter and Talk haven't really been performing, while Calyx on the other side of the spectrum has been carrying Eternal Fire. 10 kills ahead. Wouldn't really say carrying since it's such a landslide game, but you can see the differences in impact between top fraggers.
The fact that they that easily run away with entry kills, just as easy as they did on the CT side, just goes to show how refined they are. ISSA again, making it dreadfully difficult for the Dream side. And one by one they fall as ragdoll physics are in play this patch. It's it's a flamboyant way to die, if you will, for Dream, but not the way they would have liked to gone out. 4 rounds will be it, apparently, this half, this matchup, this map, their own map pick as well, which does diminish their hopes of running away with a map this series. Eternal Fire showing them who's boss. Dream trying to collect their forces together. Information relayed by these pushes. Could be a free kill. AK-47 picked up. Not entirely over. WOXİC, he's never going to miss that shot, is he? He's just too quick. And now Zibron, well, his position hasn't been calibrated just yet. Trying to find his way, but there's 2 players holding this angle, which makes this deathfully difficult. Eternal Fire, 16-4. They've won map number 1. And Dream